Okay, we're back with part 2 of chapter 3. The last thing we said was, see, Yah in a man is through Isha. This woman was created from his inner being. She was his subconscious. Woman had become man's she was able, he split it up. So now you really couldn't err if you stayed connected. So the first thing Adam said when it came out was, this is Isha, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, and so shall a man leave his father's house and cleave together and become one. So they got the instruction. They knew that they were supposed to be one. So let's find out, where did the break come now? We already saw that we have a history in the first beginning. The first test that Yah did when he put the tree there, they failed. He had to dig in there, pull a woman out of man. She had got sucked up in the darkness. So he brought the spirit of her out and made flesh from flesh and not from dust anymore. And why did he curse Adamah, which was the ground? It don't make sense. He cursed that woman. Okay. We still on that. Bear with me, because we have to be able to identify what is this subtle. Now, okay, work with me, the house of God, eternal by righteous is the heart. Okay, now here we are. Now we talking about what this word selah, rib, is. Look at this part. It says to modify, to be different. Now, this is what the Creator, this is how the word is coded. These are the secrets that's in the word that's telling you that this was the intention. So this woman, when he said he went into the woman and pulled from the rib of man, when he went into man and pulled from the rib, this is what the translations of just the lamet in Selah. We did the tzadeh, the lamet. It says to modify, to be different, change of one's mind, to revise, think better of it, transform, make over, transmute, transpose, to return. Lishanot shinui, this just in the lamet. This just in the middle letter of rib in the Hebrew language. Does it not do, is it making sense to us now? What is this Chava? What is this Isha? And why is the people who oppressed us trick this stuff in the Bible, no matter which religion, the Jews, the Reformed Hebrew, the Christian Bible, they all got it mixed up on purpose. Why did they make King James be the most circulated book that world accepted? Because it was enough truth hidden, but they didn't know somebody like me was going to get the codes. So, the next one is replace, change, swap, trade in, commute, swap, relieve. It's all connecting to what I said. Now, he went into this man and pulled out this rib. All of these things are connected to the intentions, because every single Hebrew alphabet has a meaning and a purpose. It does not exist just because it's a letter for us to learn how to talk. It had an existence and an angel assigned to it, or sometimes legions of angels assigned to each one of these alphabets to protect you and guard you and be at your command on this universe. That's all Yeshua was talking about. It says to replace, to change, to switch, to trade in, and to commit. This is all the intentions of why he took this rib out. He said to convert, to substitute, to swap, change, to be changed, to change oneself, to rotate or alternate. Now, when I said that, the first time he took man from the dust of the earth, from Adamah, he took man from woman. Now it says to rotate. Now he rotated it, because Satan was just put as a tester. We keep thinking Satan is not equal in no fashion or form to Yah. Satan's existence is a tester. for this product. Do you hear me? It only exists because it's relative laws, cause and effect. Something has to be there for if you don't stay on track because you was given choice. So it exists, but you have to get in that lane. It ain't getting in your lane. It can get in your head from that side. That's why he put it there. Look at it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Because if you touch it, it can hide under your skin now. First he said don't eat it. Next thing you're talking about, don't touch it either. To swap, to change oneself, rotate, alternate. Then it says flip, reverse. Now we're going back to what I'm saying now. The first creation, man come out of the woman. He created the goddess who gave birth to all the universe first. Then he takes man. He didn't go in woman to take man. He created man from her skin. It says from the dust of Adamah did he make man. So this time he's saying he did it the reverse. Now he went inside of Adam and pulled woman out on the second test. Because the first test didn't work. Oh man, she was emotional. She gave in. Boom. She got impregnated. So the one who could carry a baby, that wasn't quite the way he wanted to do it. Because that's what happened. Now she got pregnant and gave birth to a satanic civilization who had already been down here before he said, let there be light. He didn't shape everything. Bereshit means a rebirth. So when he put light in the darkness that existed already, and the fallen ones who dwelled in darkness because they could not see the grace of God anymore and they did not have access to the light, then he said, let there be light, and destroyed billions of these reptilian bloodlines and all these Gregorian, man, there's so many different names of what they call them. But these evil spirits and beings that was already down here, he put light in it. And then took man out of the darkness, took the woman out, and then formed her. And created rebuilt the earth. And then took a man from the dust of that. And he said, ain't gonna work. Let me do it the opposite way now. Because at least man had the conscious mind because he was more spirit. He possessed the gene of memory, so he put the code in us. That's why when it didn't work the opposite way, he was able to flip it around. Because the code, he went inside of the DNA to the coding that's locked inside of the God man and made the woman. Work with me. To flip, to reverse, to turn, to invert, change, or go capsize, or to overthrow. All of this is still in the letters that defines the word rib in Hebrew, Selah. Also in Selah is Sel, which is the shadow, which is the same words of image. When he said, let's make man in our image. So he went right back into the same image that he had made man in, but he went inside of man because that image had been covered with skin and hidden deep down in the darkness. Now, Satan had overcome them, and so he had to go inside of the man and pull his image out. He didn't pull a rib out. He went and got the image of God. He pulled himself back out of the body in which Satan had thought he had overcome this person. What a mighty and great and awesome God. Change, exchange, to value substitution. He made a change. All this is rib still. Recompense. All right. Now, the last one is I, which represents iron. And this letter, first of all, Aliyah is upliftment. So now he would enlighten them. Man's enlightenment was in the new woman. everything that man need, a check and balance. All man had to do was stay in a line with the spirit in which the Creator had created him. Stay connected. And every time something you didn't know, then it will be revealed to the one that he bought from the darkness of your sins, your dark side, your mistakes. Chava, the Isha, would always be the check and balance to make sure that you stay on the right path. Brothers and sisters, if we don't find this woman again, the Isha, the only way that the Creator is communicating to our arrogant selves is through the woman that he took from your darkness. But you have to convert now to righteousness. You have to love your neighbor. You have to do right. You have to eat right. I was looking on the box of the vegan food. If you look up some of the words for so-called vegan food, why in the heavens would they have to put lysine and I'll bring up some of the words. And I looked this stuff up. They are putting poison in everything we do because each one of them cells is like a star in the heaven. You're already written in the heavens. It says in the book that he told man, he created man and told him that he had power to dress the heavens and the earth and name everything that he had created. What does that mean? That means that if he dressed the heavens, every single star and shape up the constellations of what the Greeks knew and the Chaldeans knew represents you down here, and it's all in your head. We can get this access again. We're not going to beat them with weapons. We're not going to beat them with evil. Evil is evil. Love, peace, and connection. Let the Creator do the battling for us. He did not say, tell Adam, fight the devil. I'll put you down here to fight. He said, stay away from him. Resist him, and he'll flee. He did not say, I'll put you here to attack this. That's his fight. That's his guy. We keep thinking that we some match for something that's been here for billions of years. You don't know how long. All he's saying is here you are and you can be a billion staying away from it. Now flipping to that side ain't evil. It's just don't give you a good life. It's death. Because if he gave you choice, that's what that side do. But if you want access to the higher power and you really want to telepathically travel and not hope that they build a damn spaceship that ain't going to never get off this planet, then listen to what we're talking about. Because we're going to create a village westward in Eden, and we're going to plant food in the earth, and we're going to eat again from the earth, and the earth is going to remember us. Eden is going to remember us. And when Eden remembers us, that's why they named it earth. That's also some Greek crap that doesn't give us the access to the power. If you're calling it earth and you standing on it, it's not going to yield the food, but it will remember the name Eden. The eye and the delit, the door to your faith. That's what's in that word, Eden. The ability to transmit God's consciousness and visibly see it. And glia, and open a door that will uplift me through faith. The noon, ne'emanut, emunah, through faith will we get this access. You only gonna get this access when you start to believe who you are, know who you are, and by faith know that if you do right, you are blessed. Quit worrying about this flesh. They got us all scared thinking we're gonna die. Every time you go to the hospital, they diagnosing you with some shit and you leave, with some stuff, excuse me. I got caught up. And leaving out with drugs that will kill you. Brothers and sisters, what has been revealed to us today is a blessing from the Holy One of Israel himself. Now that leads me to my next point, because the main subject has been how to identify Satan in and around you. Now, one more thing. When he created Adam, and Adam starts with Aleph, and the Aleph is the first letter of the alphabet. The beginning of all creation started with Aleph. Ah is the sound and vibration that brings light to the world, i.e. mind. Now I want to talk a little bit about how did that apply to us today. Now that we know that we have to get a righteous woman again. But the only way to find a righteous woman is you have to be righteous, because you're only drawn and attracted to what's inside of you, not what you see every day. You're attracted to what you don't see. Your subconscious brings your world into existence. Your subconscious defines your conscious world. That's what they control, and that's why when the kids watching Teletubbies, they're little kids, and then you watching cartoons and all, you don't think that affects the children as teenagers? It's a process to leading to hell. That's why when he said you should surely die in English, but in Hebrew it says mutun. He said you will start the process and cycle of death. It's 37 ways to die, and only one has something to do with going in the ground. 37 meanings and definitions of death, and one is the one that buries you. We trying to get access, not we, I and us. Or us and whoever is listening to this, who wants to get access again to the power where the man with the gun won't have no more control. He took a whole planet with a rusty piece of steel and a ball in it. How weakened did you become? They walked into Africa and took it like it wasn't nothing. They make us think that the captivity in America was worse than what they done to and what they're still doing to Eden right now. The earth is crying out, but the people that's sitting on top of the ground don't remember or don't even think that they have a connection. The earth used to push the gold and diamonds to the surface. Now she's suffering and running, and this kind of man is digging deeper and deeper, wounding her womb. Do you feel what I feel? Do you feel connection to the earth again, to the Adamah, to Eden? When we get access again, it will fight for us. We could make trees move. He gave Adam the power to name the animals. That means that Adam had to know how to talk to lions and tigers and bears and everything. It was a telepathic communication. If he named them, how would they know their name? These ain't the names of these animals. That's why they eating each other and all confused, because the whole world went out of cycle at the fall of man. He gave a specific diet. He told us animals supposed to eat the herb. We're supposed to eat fruit, bearing seed. Where's that fruit at? Now, when you're talking about pri, it says what goes in the mouth connects your mind to Yah. That's what the meaning of fruit is. Pri, Pei, Rosh, and Yah. It's all in the words. It's coded. Where's that fruit that we eat that connects our Rosh, the head? That will be continuously focused on Yah. And the earth pushes it up. It provides it. This is where we have to get to. So before I close, I want to talk about some stuff because I'm gotta get some sleep. What has destroyed our people, our nation, from the beginning? Satan's favorite sin, vanity. Every time a brother and sister think they got it, just like from my community where I'm from, and I'm sure every single Hebrew camp around the world, because I'm talking right now, I'm coming to my people. And if the Gentiles pick it up, let them have it too. Because salvation is for everybody through Yahushua, who came and really died for that sin of Adam. He bought us salvation through the fact that he sacrificed himself for the sin that threw the world off course from the foundation. And we have not lived up to that yet, but we on borrowed time. That sacrifice was from the beginning of Adam's era. He was the second Adam. He was trying to tell us that this is the power that you were created with from the beginning. But you fools want to follow after what was here already, this crap. Somebody else got to tell you about God, and you show up every week and sit there and listen to their version. Come on now. Wake up, people. It's right there, and there's a new level of consciousness. It's access to it now. It used to be hard to get because we were still under the curse. The curse really has been lifted. Now we cursing ourselves. Vanity, excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance or achievements. Vanity, excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance and achievements. Somebody sitting up constantly talking about themselves, what they done did, who they are. That is what vanity is. And vanity leads to sin. Vanity leads to jealousy. Jealousy leads to envy. Envy leads to greed. And greed is the path to the dark side of the world. Your mind. You can get lost in vanity. Excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance. Me, I did, I am. This is what we have got caught up into. An achievement. Now, I got this one for you. Self-deception. Vanity is a form of self-deception. The action or practice of allowing oneself to believe that a false or unvalidated feeling, idea, or situation is true. But y'all hear that? It says self-deception, the action or practice of allowing oneself to believe that a false or unvalidated feeling, idea, or situation is true. Now, my people, whether you be in Israel or all over the world, can you not relate to the definition of self-deception? The action or practice. Oh, we believe. Oh, I'm a Shia. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, you right. Oh, this. Oh, that. You have self-deceived yourself and gotten so far away from the source, you could read Genesis and know exactly what the thing was. You ain't even got to we ain't even got to the next book when we was already in slavery just from the first beginning of the mistake. Go back to the beginning. We're going back to the reproach. We're going to fix the breach of Adam. We don't need the rest of these religions and books and all of this story. We can do it. We can fix it right at the beginning. That's the setup. They got you all stuck in the book, and the correction and the way to live is at the beginning of the book. The first 2 pages tell you how to live your whole life. I'm going to read self-deception again. The action or practice of allowing oneself to believe that a false or unvalidated feeling, idea, or situation is true. That's why we stuck in the situation we in and living like we in minus 2020. It ain't nowhere recorded in history that we lived like we living like this. The barns of slavery was better than that place. The wages of sin are death. Death is in our midst. Some unknown. I didn't grow up around death. I didn't grow up around seeing people get shot. So when I see that people who changed their diet and changed their lifestyle supposedly are dying after 50 years of a correct diet and a correct lifestyle, then somebody wasn't living right. And if we don't question ourselves, we can't fix this. The psychology of self-deception and psychoanalytic, man, this word is so hard, psychoanalytic theory. Ego defenses are unconsciousness. Ego's defenses are unconsciousness. Process that we deploy, our unconsciousness process that we deploy to diffuse the fear and anxiety that arise when who we think we are or who we think we should be, our consciousness, superego, comes into conflict with who we really are, our consciousness, ID. It says that we begin to fear and get anxiety, anxious, arise when we start to believe who we think we are over who we really are. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You really think that you're worshiping the God of Israel because you can say Yakai, because you can jump up and dance and stick your staffs together. You have self-deceived yourself into believing that everything is okay and that all we got to do is hold on. What happened was Christianity is so deeply rooted from the slave thing that it was encoded in the genes, and that when we got there, we thought we had escaped, and it was hidden inside of you. 8 people got on the boat, and the whole world supposedly was destroyed, and yet wickedness got right back to shop after Noah and his family got off the boat. Because the sons of God cannot detect subtle Satan inside of them. Only Yah can see it. So the only way that you can stay in tune with the Creator is don't cross over. But don't think you can balance it or control it. Only way that you don't have to worry about a wicked dude being around you is when you stay right. That's why these people are catching on fire around me. You can't be around me and not be right because I'm right now. I'm in the light. You got to get away. I got to go. But it's so much in so little time. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is the book of Exodus. And it describes, I'm going to push pause because y'all got to get this. I'm going to try to make it 30 minutes. I'll do this one separate because now we're going to find out why the 3rd and 4th generation arises. They don't know nothing about Yah. Why 3rd and 4th generation since the Civil Rights Struggle and Black Panthers have not known nothing about Yah. And why the 3rd and 4th generation of our community are practicing or believing in Yah from a Christian Eurocentric point of view. Because we went right back to Christianity. All we talking about is dead people and singing songs and chants and all of that, when we need to be talking about how to resurrect the spirit and how to activate the spirit of the living Yah and how to follow the message that a messenger sent by Yah was sent to give us. He don't need nobody worshiping him. Jesus does not need you to keep believing in him. He needs you to believe in the word and believe in he who sent him. He did not say, believe in me like that. He said, the power is in my name. Call my name. And it means salvation. You can be saved because my name meant salvation. Be right back.